Hello and welcome back to the channel. This week's video features 3 bags of antiques and vintage that I picked up at an antiques fair a couple of weeks ago. I'll be absolutely honest with you, I have no idea what's in the bags. I've completely forgotten. It does happen, especially at my age, and I'm quite looking forward to seeing what I've got. So without further ado, let's crack on. I know it's going to be a mixture of metal and metal, to be honest with you. First up, these always sell really well. It's what they call a companion set, which is a fireside set of tools for your coal fire, or I suppose your log fire. It's a complete set. They're always really popular. They sell for around about, depending on the quality of them, around about the £35 mark. And when you buy them, be very careful to check them for damage or DIY repairs and restoration. And by that, I mean, I've been caught out quite a few times. Buying in the heat of the moment and not checking over the item properly. For example, one of the faults that you generally get is people replace the brush, the head of the brush. And I've actually bought brass sets that have got a plastic brush head. So there you go, and that's what you call a companion set. And this one is comprised of the tongs, the poker, the brush, and the little shovel that you use with the brush. I always pick these up when I see them. As I said, they can sell for around £35, some of them more than that. So that's a good start. I'm pleased with that. And that will, everything you'll see today now is going to go on the website. There'll be nothing going on the eBay clearance store. Second item. Oh, now this is a really interesting item. I kind of bought this because it fascinated me. I didn't know what it was to begin with. Right, here we go. Clearly, it's pewter, substantial, and at first I thought it was a container for a set of pewter plates, antique pewter plates, but it's not. You could, of course, sit the plates on top of it, and that could give you a little bit of a clue as to what it is. And what gave it away in the end was this little catch here. And you basically pull that out like that. So that just pulls out. So have you got any idea what it is yet? Well, it's an antique plate warmer. And the little catch there is where you pour the hot water in. And it just sits on your table, and you can put, I suppose, not only plates if you want to heat the plates up, or you could put on some kind of serving platter, or a bowl of soup, I don't know, whatever. And you can keep it warm while you're waiting to eat it. So I thought that was really interesting. Never seen one before. Don't know if you have. Let me know in the comments below if you have. And I just thought it was a really interesting historical piece. And I think it would make a really good plant pot stand. So quite decorative. I doubt if you use it, although you probably could use it as a plate warmer, but I think it'd make a good pot stand. And a bit of a talking point, really. Now there is, I believe, a mark on the base. It's slightly obscured. I can just about make out the mark, and looking at it, it appears to be made by the pewterer John Fasson and Son in London, and it's possibly for the export market to the United States. Checking out similar items online, they sell for anything between £65 to £85, so this was a really good buy. Next up we have this is a really substantial brass letter stand. It is antique, and it also has a really nice little shell. Well, you could put your stamps in there, I suppose, or paper clips, so on and so forth. But a really nice letter stand, desktop letter stand. I believe it to be British made, judging on the weight of it, and also the quality of the casting. Value wise, this will go onto the website for, including shipping, £35. But I think that's quite an attractive desktop item or a hallway letter stand. Right, next up we have a bit of wood for you. It's a serving tray or a butler's tray. I believe it to be mahogany with inlaid marquetry. The dealer I bought it off has done a little bit of restoration on it, but no more than giving it a wax or a polish. It has the original wrought steel hardware or handles, as you can see, and the marquetry is in fantastic condition. It's set in an ebonized oval, and it's a floral design. I'm not sure what type of flower that is. If you can let me know in the comments below. It's got the original backboard. There's no splits or cracks. And this is I've said in previous videos how difficult it can be to value items. This is another good example because I've seen these listed for a few £100s right the way down to £30. I think for the website I will start this off at between £75 to £90, which always includes shipping. But a lovely serving tray. Antique, mahogany, ebonized inlay, and quite a desirable piece. They do sell well. Next up we have one of my favourite items, and it is and one of the heaviest, well, the heaviest. This is a beautiful brass planter. Japanese. No maker's mark on the base, unfortunately. I will have a really good look around it because it could be stamped anywhere. It has a mount. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, it has a kind of a mountain landscape, which is really attractive. The two handles, I'm not sure, but they're both the same, and they're not attached at the base, as you can see. I'll just knock that around. Now, I can't see any evidence of it ever being soldered or fixed in any way, so I think these handles are decorative. And what are they? I don't know. They kind of look they look like elephants to me. But I might be wrong. I might be completely wrong. But it's an absolutely stunning, solid brass, really heavy plant pot. This will go on the website for, well, it'll be £100 plus. I'm thinking at the moment around £140. That's probably the prize piece out of the entire haul. It's definitely antique and quite a valuable item. So I was really pleased with picking that up. Right. Next up we have one back down. Just move these out of the way. Make room for the next bag. So one good thing about metal, you can't do a lot of damage to it. It's probably why I've focused in on it. So, this bag really is a mystery to me. I can't remember what's in this bag. Right, here we have a lovely pewter bonbon dish, which nowadays would be used as a fruit bowl, and a nice small one as well. People haven't got a huge amount of space nowadays, so this would look really nice sat in the middle of a table, be it a coffee table or whatever. There is a maker's mark, and at the moment all I can read on it is English pewter. Is it Art Nouveau period? Possibly. It's got those floral, sort of organic decoration to it, if you can see that. But that's not typically an Art Nouveau. I'd more likely put this just after the Art Nouveau period. That kind of crossover into Art Deco. Value-wise, I'd put around £25 to £30 on it. So English pewter, what I'm calling a fruit bowl, and it's a nice little find. Yeah, I'll be in here now. Right. The dealer wrapped this up really well. I may have to cut this apart. Do you remember what this is? What we have here is a vintage, probably 1950s into the 60s at a push, photo frame. And it's not solid silver, I don't think. It's silver plated. But what's interesting about it is the embossed design around the edge. So if you look at it, it's obviously for a child's or a nursery photo frame. And if you can see down here, the Jack in the Box, the rabbit, and what else is that? a little teddy bear up there, but it's very 1950s, 60s, this is. And I think it's a lovely item. It's in really good condition, the original kind of felt back, and it has not an armorial exactly, but a kind of little plaque there where you could in theory you could get your child's name engraved and any other information you want to add to it. But a lovely little item, quite a little delicate little item for me, but I thought it was attractive, and for the money, bit of a no-brainer. And this will be going onto the website for around the £25 mark. Put that out of harm's way. Yeah. Guess what this is by the shape. Everything was really well wrapped up at this antiques fair. And here we have, now I do know what this is. This is one of a pair, so there is another one. Still got the label on for what I paid, or rather what I didn't pay, because obviously I negotiated a deal. And there should be another one. Yeah, here we go. Anyway, we have a pair of antique brass Victorian candlesticks. Matching pair. I wouldn't advise buying pairs that don't match. They've been polished, clearly, which some people prefer, some people don't. I'm in the camp that prefers the natural patina of antique brass. I wouldn't polish them up myself, and in the past I've made a video, if you want to go back and catch it, about how to not polish brass and copper, but how to remove verdigris, which is quite unattractive. You know, if you're going to have it displaying in your home, you want to get rid of that, but without removing the antique patination. So check that video out. I might put a link to it, or even I'll put it at the end of the film on the recommended film to watch. So we have a pair of antique brass Victorian candlesticks. Now, these don't have the ejectors. I think maybe they possibly once did have ejectors, and the ejectors are what you use to push out the stub of the wax candle when it's no longer of use. Price wise, I would, on the website, I'll be asking around the sort of £30 to £35 mark, possibly a little bit more if I add shipping on top. But a nice decorative pair, matching pair of antique Victorian brass candlesticks. Right, time for one more item, I think. If I can get it out in one piece without destroying the rest of my stock, is this lovely, it's part of a fire surround, and it's an Art Nouveau era period brass, as I say, it's part of a fire surround, and you screw it to the wall and it sits above your coal fire. So, oh, that's my timer going off. I think I've got a few seconds left. So it sits above your fire, screwed to the hearth, and I think it's from the Art Nouveau period, judging by the floral embossing that it's displaying. And price wise, I'm going to put around £75 on this on the website. Not a huge amount to say about it, other than it's a piece of architectural salvage. So there you go. That's a wide variety of items. Hopefully something for everyone. If you enjoyed this film, please like, comment, share, subscribe. If you are a new subscriber, let me know where in the world you're from so I can add you to the digital subscriber list that should be scrolling along the bottom of the screen as you're watching this. And yeah, well, that's all I've got to say apart from take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.